The moment the aeroplane doors hissed open, it hit me. That glorious warm embrace of Southeast Asian air. It's a feeling unlike any other, darlings. A thick, fragrant blanket of humidity and possibility that tells you adventure is just around the corner. Stepping out of Changi Airport, which is a destination in its own right, mind you, was like walking into a perfectly kept secret garden. Singapore doesn't just greet you, it positively beams, its pristine streets and impossibly green verges whispering tales of a city that truly cares. My journey from the airport was a glide through a vision of the future. The roads were immaculate, lined with towering trees that looked as if they were manicured by angels. Even the concrete behemoths of the city's skyline seemed to be softened by the sheer abundance of nature woven into their very fabric. There are some structures in the world that you simply must see to believe, and Marina Bay Sands is unequivocally one of them. It doesn't just dominate the Singapore skyline, it defines it. Seeing it for the first time, rising like three magnificent pillars holding up a celestial ship, is a moment that quite literally takes your breath away. Making my way to the Sky Park observation deck felt like an ascent into another realm. The lift whisks you 57 stories up with such speed and silence that your ears barely have time to pop. And then, the doors open and you step out into the sky. The view, darlings, is simply stupendous. Of course, one cannot talk about the Sky Park without mentioning the legendary infinity pool. It is pure, unadulterated glamour. The complex at its base is a universe of its own. A dazzling labyrinth of high-end shops, world-class restaurants, and even a canal with serenading gondoliers. Just a stone's throw from the steel and glass of Marina Bay Sands lies a wonderland that feels as though it has sprung from the pages of a science fiction novel. My first glimpse of the Super Tree Grove was utterly enchanting. These magnificent vertical gardens, towering up to 50 meters high, are like something from another planet. Covered in a lush tapestry of ferns, vines and orchids, they are both futuristic and deeply organic. The true magic of the super trees, however, reveals itself as dusk begins to fall. I found a perfect spot on the lawn and watched as the sky blushed with the colors of the sunset. Then, as darkness settled, the garden rhapsody began. The trees exploded into a symphony of light and sound, their canopies pulsing with vibrant colors in perfect time to a soaring musical score. I spent a glorious afternoon wandering through the two colossal cooled conservatories. Stepping into the cloud forest was like being transported to a misty high-altitude paradise. If the Singapore mainland is a picture of sophisticated elegance, then Sentosa Island is its playful, fun-loving younger sibling. Getting there is part of the adventure itself. Once on the island, the options are almost overwhelming in the best possible way. Sentosa is home to world-famous attractions like Universal Studios Singapore, but it's not all high-octane thrills. I found my own little pocket of bliss on Palawan Beach, with its fine white sand, swaying palm trees and a charming rope bridge leading to a tiny islet. As the day drew to a close, I found a spot at a beachfront bar to watch the sunset. The sky turned a magnificent shade of orange and pink, casting a golden glow over the water. The island is brilliantly designed for exploration. Free buses and a charming beach tram service shuttle you between the various attractions. Sentosa is a place designed for happiness. It's an escape from the everyday, a perfectly curated playground where the only rule is to have a good time. Stepping into Singapore's Chinatown is like stepping through a portal into another world. The sleek, modern lines of the central business district give way to a vibrant, bustling neighborhood. The air immediately changes, becoming thick with the tantalizing aroma of sizzling woks, fragrant incense burning at ancient temples, and the sweet scent of medicinal herbs. Pagoda Street, with its bustling market stalls, was a kaleidoscope of color. Silks, fans, intricate tea sets, and lucky cat figurines were piled high, creating a treasure trove for souvenir hunters. The Chinatown Complex Food Center is a legendary institution, a sprawling hawker center where you can find some of the most authentic and delicious food in the city. I joined the queue for the world-famous soya sauce chicken rice, a Michelin-starred meal that costs less than a cup of coffee back home. You can be haggling for a bargain 1 minute and then turn a corner to find yourself standing before the majestic multi-tiered roof of the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. A short journey on the ever-efficient MRT and you are transported once again, this time to the vibrant, intoxicating world of Little India. The moment you emerge from the station, your senses are joyfully assaulted. The air is perfumed with the heady scent of jasmine garlands, the rich aroma of curry spices, and the sweet smell of incense. The streets are a riot of color. My first stop was the Tekka Center, a bustling hub that is the beating heart of the neighborhood. The ground floor is a wet market, a fascinating spectacle of vendors selling fresh produce. Upstairs is a hawker center dedicated to Indian cuisine, and I wasted no time in diving in. I ordered a huge piece of fluffy roti prata, which the chef flipped and stretched with mesmerizing skill. No visit to Little India would be complete without paying respects at the Sri Veeramakaliamman temple. This stunning Hindu temple, dedicated to the fierce goddess Kali, is a masterpiece of Dravidian architecture. I popped into the Mustafa Center, a legendary 24-hour shopping mall where you can find absolutely anything and everything, from electronics to groceries to gold. I must confess, darlings, I have a soft spot for a jolly good zoo, and the Singapore Zoo is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best in the world. What sets it apart is its pioneering open-concept design. Forget sad-looking animals in small concrete cages. Here, the creatures roam in spacious, naturalistic habitats. This thoughtful approach creates the wonderful illusion that you are walking through a rainforest, stumbling upon orangutans swinging freely in the trees above you. One of the absolute highlights for which the zoo is world famous is the Breakfast with the Orangutans program. To sit down to a lovely meal on an outdoor terrace while a family of these magnificent, intelligent apes enjoys their own fruit feast nearby is an experience I shall never forget. I was particularly enchanted by the fragile forest, a massive biodome where you can walk amongst free-flying butterflies and lemurs that scamper playfully along the railings right next to you. For those who fancy a nocturnal adventure, the adjacent night safari is an absolute must-do. It's the world's first safari park for nocturnal animals, and exploring its dimly lit trails is a thrilling and unique experience. To truly understand the soul of Singapore, you must eat at its hawker centres. These bustling open-air food courts are the lifeblood of the city, the great democratic spaces where people from all walks of life come together. The concept is brilliant. Dozens of individual stalls, each typically specialising in just one or a handful of dishes, perfected over generations. The air is thick with a symphony of delicious smells. I followed a simple rule: join the longest queue. This led me to a stall serving Hainanese chicken rice, a dish that seems simple but is sublime in its execution. It was a meal that cost just a few dollars but delivered $1 million worth of flavour. As my time in Singapore drew to a close, I found myself reflecting on the sheer diversity of experiences packed into this compact island nation. It is a city of wonderful, delightful contradictions. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I have included some great travel links in the description below. I hope you find them useful and make some savings on your next travel adventure. Singapore is a city that sings a harmonious song of many cultures. In a single day, you can hear the call to prayer from a mosque, smell the incense from a Chinese temple, see the vibrant offerings at a Hindu shrine, and walk past a historic Christian cathedral. So is Singapore a must-visit? Absolutely, darlings, without a shadow of a doubt. It's a city that will dazzle you with its ambition, charm you with its beauty, and feed you until you are gloriously full. Singapore doesn't just offer a holiday, it offers a glimpse into a brighter, greener, and more harmonious way of living. And that, my dears, is a truly wonderful thing.